Godzilla vs. Kong in 3D, a 2021 release, a 1 hour and 53-minute film. 2.39 to 1 aspect ratio. You will get a nice, big, beautiful picture. DTS HD Master Audio 7.1 on the 3D disc. 6.3 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database. 75% approval score on Rotten Tomatoes. This is filmed in Australia and a little bit in Hawaii from November 2018 till April of 2019. This is the first film in 59 years to show Godzilla and King Kong together. He at 336 feet tall. This is the largest incarnation of Kong ever. Directed by Adam Wingard, starring Alexander Skarsgård as Nathan. You got Millie Bobby Brown, star from Stranger Things, as Madison in this movie. You've got Rebecca Hall as Eileen, and you've got Brian Tree Henry as Bernie. You got Sean Aguru as Ren. I'm going to mess these names up. You know that. It's part of the entertainment. You got Isa Gonzalez as Maya, and you've got Julian Dennison as Josh, and Kaylee Hoddle as Jaya. So what do you got here? You get this takes place. There will be some spoils here. Come on, if you don't know it by now, sorry, turn it off. You got Kong. He's in a dome on Skull Island. This starts 50 years later, and he's living it up there, but he's a little unhappy. He's not too happy. Damages the dome. Wants to get the heck out of there. Jaya's the only living remainder of the Iwi tribe, the skull creatures from the first Kong. They ate everybody but her. Skull crawlers ate everybody but her. And she's left. She's deaf, and she can talk to Kong. That's the thing about this. This Kong, he's very intelligent in this movie. He figures things out. He's got a language going on with her. Excuse me, let me get a sip here. Coca-Cola, I don't get paid by them. All right, so she can talk to him. Anyway, they want to use Kong. They got to save the world. There's some power down in the center of the earth. If they can get him down to the center of the earth, or if he can show them how to get there, then they can harness this power that Godzilla has, and they can use it to protect themselves, supposedly, from this Apex. This company called Apex is running all this. All right, so that gets Madison and Bernie and Josh on a side quest. And they take off, and they wind up in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, they're getting Kong across the ocean. They got to get him to a portal in Antarctica to get him down into the hollow earth, because that's where all the power's at. So they agree. They put him on a ship. They're shipping him across the ocean. And along comes Godzilla, and you got one heck of a fight, man. One heck of a fight. That first punch that Kong throws into Godzilla is worth the ticket price right there. It's worth buying this DVD just for that first punch. I'm telling you, it's absolutely incredible. What a throwdown! And with the sound kicking, and with the woof subwoofer going, and Kong pounding, and that, I'm telling you, absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. We're going to talk about 3D in a minute. I'm just covering the movie right now. Okay, and so they got to get him over to Antarctica. They get him there. They got to get him into the hollow earth. And he gets in there. And he starts fighting some other creatures out of nowhere. I forgot the name of them, but they look a lot like the skull crawlers, but they fly around. But he's in this hollow earth, and then he gets to this region where it's zero gravity, and then gravity's going this way, and gravity's going this way, and that's why they're following him in there in these spaceships, following Kong to see where he's going. It's very high tech here, very high tech. These spaceships basically going down into Earth, and they're following Kong, and they get him up, and he gets up on this mountain where range, zero gravity, rocks just floating right in space, and up above him is how he's got to get to the hollow earth. Now, I'm going to stop right here because I want to talk about 3D. I'm rambling on a little bit too much about the movie. The 3D is very good. It's all into the window, though. That's the only thing. It's all in the picture, cutting a window out right there, and then looking out into that city, and it's there, but it's in a window. Nothing's going to come inside the window. And that's what we kind of like. A lot of us like some negative, we call that negative parallax, gun barrels coming out of the screen. We like things flying in the room. You're not going to get that here. You're not going to get it. You will get some debris. I counted two scenes where the debris came out of the screen. Now you're going to get there's some good smoke trails. There's some good missile, when the missiles really go, when there's something from behind and it's going out in front. There's some good depth there, and you're going to get some good scenes there. And those floating rocks, oh my goodness. There's that floating rocks at that level line where there's no gravity, and Kong, he starts pushing them, and they come out of the screen just a little bit. They could have come out a whole lot more, but they come out just a little bit to see that, where they kind of float in the room. And that's really cool. That's some of the best 3D. But as far as the fight scenes go and things like that, the 3D doesn't really enhance it. It could have. There's a lot of missed opportunities here. But they went with this thing, and I don't know. I think it's what they call real 3D. I don't know. I saw that on the original poster, but it's not on my 3D disc here. So I guess maybe it's not. It's more of a mild 3D. I guess it's like you're standing there looking at it. That's what it is. All right. So what am I going to do with this? I'll tell you what. I really enjoyed this movie. I like the sound score. The thing I like about the sound score, I like the music, but the sound score, sometimes there's nothing there. Sometimes it's just silence. And that's more powerful sometimes than having music or just something in the background. Sometimes there's just silence. Really cool. I really like that. It really sucks you in. And that's what's good about this Jaya girl. The way she communicates. That's about the only person in this film. If you're coming here to get vested in people, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get vested in any of these characters. Some are going to die. You don't care, because you never got vested in them in the movie, because the plot moves along. The plot moves quick. I mean, it is quick. It's this scene, it's that scene, it's this scene, it's that scene. And if it suffers at all, it's the dialogue. The dialogue is, and there's some humor here. It may hit for some, may not hit for others, especially with this Madison, Bernie, and Josh. They bring some humor here. And then they got to tell you everything before it happens. If I flip that switch, and then boom, next cut. And it's the dialogue. Well, it is what it is. That's one thing good about this movie, though. It does know what it is. It knows what it needs to be, and that's exactly what it is. An old throwdown from the '60s. I used to sit and watch these as a kid, and then I would watch it with my son too. Probably watched every Godzilla, King Kong movie there ever was. All right, so what am I going to do with this? Godzilla vs. King Kong 3D, I'm going to give it, for the movie, I'm going to give it 4.5 stars for the movie. 4.5 stars. Dialogue, took it down a half a star. For the 3D, I'm going to give it a solid 4 stars out of 5. Solid 4. I would have loved to see some more pop-outs, but the 2D was so beautiful, it's worth 4 stars. So what did you think? Let me know. Did you see it? Did you see it in 3D? Did you see it in 3D at the theaters? I know it was released, it was streaming released, I think, at the same time. But if you saw it on the big screen, let me know. Now, I'd seen this on a stream with my son, and I didn't review it because I watched it on television in 2D. But here, now, I got it on the projector, put on 3D, and that's why I'm reviewing it. So let me know. Did you see it streaming? Maybe you saw it streaming. Maybe you saw it in the theaters, 3D. Maybe you saw it in 2Ds. Leave some comments below and let me know. How does this rate amongst your Godzilla Kong movies? This is one of my favorites. I mean, I don't want to go back to the 60s. Leave some comments on that below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Got a lot more reviews coming out. Stay safe. As always, God bless.